Going back to downtown Fresno, I'm Brian Welch of the Athletic Streaming Network. Apologies for the broadcast technical difficulties on the broadcast. We are back to work here for part 2 of the broadcast. So if you're watching this on the Athletic Streaming Network, if you're watching this right now, you're in the right spot. First pitch on the way to Mike Rios. We called a little bit inside for a ball, 1-0. So it will be Mike Rios up at the plate. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 batters due up for the Athletics. So Rios, Turk, and the top of the order guy, Ochoa. Here's the pitch on the way. Betancourt, he delivers the 1-0. Pop up in the infield, calling for it's the third baseman Drain, calling for it, and he makes the grab for out number 1. One gone here in the third already. One pitch, one out. As Carlos Turk steps to the plate here, a little bit of trouble earlier for Carlos Turk. Probably a little bit of dehydration, but he's ready to go here in the bottom of the third. Here's the pitch on the way from Betancourt. He sets, he delivers. Called for a strike, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike for Carlos Turk, the catcher at the plate. As Isaiah Ochoa waits in the on-deck circle, here's the pitch on the way from Betancourt, the 1-0. He sets, he waits, and he delivers. Whoa, called on the inside for a strike, 1-1. One ball. My apologies, I forgot the count. Here's a pitch on the way from Betancourt. He delivers. Up and away for a ball. Counts 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. As Turk is behind in the count here. Here's a pitch on the way from Betancourt. He sets. He delivers the 1-2. Called for strike 3. And Turk will go back to the dugout. 2 gone here in the top of the third as we go back to the top of the order with Isaiah Ochoa. We'll have our guests hop on in the top of the fourth. We have to get the crowd mic, but he get to listen to some great. Wearing a 2022 Mountain West Conference champion Fresno State t-shirt. Remember that team very well from last season. But it will be Isaiah Ochoa out of Reedley College at the plate for his second time by. 0 for 1 so far, struck out in the first. The first pitch on the way from Betancourt, called on the outer corner for a strike, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike for Isaiah Ochoa as Aiden Perry waits in the on-deck circle. Ochoa 0 for 1 so far. He was Devin Betancourt's first victim. He was struck out in the bottom half of inning number 1. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for a strike. Once more, 2 gone and nobody on here in the bottom of the third. Beautiful morning for baseball here. And our guest not wearing sunglasses, so it's kind of hard to. For me, it's like I always see you in sunglasses. We'll try not to give you away who our guest will be here on the Athletic Streaming Network, a returning guest from last season. He was one of our guests. You might know him. You might hear about. Someone talks about him a lot on the air. Here's the pitch on the way from Betancourt. He sets. He delivers. Call. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. A little bit outside. It's kind of like one of those 50-50 balls. Here in the bottom of the third, here's the pitch on the way from Betancourt. He sets, he waits, and he delivers. Called for strike 3, and Ochoa goes down on strikes. Back-to-back punch-outs for Betancourt as we go to the top of the fourth right after this. No score between the Force and your Fresno Athletics. You are watching Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletic Streaming Network. We go to the top of the fourth here in downtown Fresno. I'm Brian Welch for your Athletic Streaming Network as it is, my apologies, 1-0, Force out in front here in the top of the fourth. But now I'd like to bring in our guest, a guy that you've heard a lot about, the young man, the catcher from La Sierra, the guy who is considers Reading the place where he started his baseball, his collegiate baseball career, as it will be Kai Young up to the plate to lead things off. The young man from Sierra, the guy works in the district there up in the mountains. You got the man, the myth, the legend himself, Justin Hinojosa. Justin, welcome back to the Athletic Streaming Network.
Hey, Brian. How's it going?
Doing good. Good to see you. I was like, when I saw you at the ballpark, I'm like, hey, you know what? Got to get you on the air. We had you on last year.
Have to. My reoccurring annual appearance.
Here's the pitch on the way from Dowd. In the air. Pop up in the left center field. Shallow left center field. Rio's calling for it. And he makes the grab for out number one. One gone here in the fourth. As Isaac Galla steps to the plate wearing number 19. He was wearing number 16 yesterday. With one gone here in the fourth and nobody on it. If you do not know who Justin Hinojosa is, it's Coach Oscar's son. You coached at you were a catcher at Buchanan. You understand what Carlos Turk is going through. What was going on and what do you think was going on if you were in his shoes? Like, was he just like this with the dehydration or stuff? What was that? What do you think that was going on out there, Justin?
Are you asking like how he's feeling right now?
Yeah, I mean, he was like a little bit slow to get up, a little.
Oh yeah, it's hard, man, especially when it's really hot outside. And you definitely these 9-inning games, you have to pace yourself, especially in the summertime. So I hope he's okay.
Have you met Carlos?
I haven't, but I've seen him play for these last two games. He's pretty good back there.
And also,
he's a wall, man.
Hey, that's correct. And also Tyler Smith. Tyler Smith is out there as well. Have you seen Tyler Smith out of St. Peter's University?
I haven't. I've only seen this fella catch. Do you know where he's from?
He was formerly from University of Valley Forge, actually.
Okay.
Back east, the Patriot, behind the plate. But it is actually, my apologies, it is Casey Vogan, my apologies, at the plate. It is. That is correct. A little bit of a trouble with the lineup card, but we're a little bit called for a strike. But Drake down on the mound, toeing the rubber, nobody on, and one gone here in the fourth. Glad to have you along here. Talking with Justin Hinojosa, a guy who caught for Buchanan High School, caught for La Sierra. The pitch called for a strike. Beautiful pitch from Drake Dowd. What makes Drake Dowd a great pitcher in your shoes as a catcher, Justin?
Yeah, I've only been watching him for an inning, but the guy throws a lot of strikes from what I'm noticing, and it looks like he's
swung on and missed for strike three. Beautiful pitch by Drake Dowd. Two gone here in the fourth. Go ahead, Justin.
I was going to say he seems to be doing pretty well, mixing up his pitches. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Is that a fair statement?
That would be a fair statement. That would be a fair statement.
I don't know what it is. It's like I wouldn't say it's like a curveball. It's more like a slider that he's got going on.
Well, I mean, would you have to cater yourself as a catcher from like a southpaw to a right-handed pitcher in your career?
Yeah, I think the lefties their fastballs tend to run a little bit more. I always felt like catching lefties. I was always getting jammed up on my catching side with my glove. But yeah, I would definitely always try to position myself more towards like facing the right side of the field because I always used to get jammed up on those lefties.
Swung on and missed for strike two is the catcher Henry Weinhardt. This is a squad, the Force. They've played many position players. Mm-hmm. He was on the mound yesterday. But do you miss summer collegiate baseball? I mean, I know.
I do, yeah. It was a lot of fun. I mean,
the pitch called for strike three. Beautiful pitch by Drake Dowd. Back-to-back Ks to retire the side. Force still out in front, 1-0. We'll keep Justin Hinojosa here on the Athletic Streaming Network. 1-0, Force out in front against your Athletics. You are watching Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletic Streaming Network. We go to the home half of the fourth here in downtown Fresno. Force out in front, 1-0 here. Fresno Athletics trying to get on the board here as Aiden Perry will try to be the first batter to do that. First pitch called for a strike, 0-1. Talking with Justin Hinojosa, son of Oscar Hinojosa. Also, happy Father's Day, Justin.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Early Father's Day.
That is right. I mean, Saturday. I mean, you're going to have a barbecue. What's the plans for tomorrow?
I think so. That's
Hey, hold the microphone a little bit up there, Justin.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
That's typically the plan. Just barbecuing with the family.
Are you going to get what was the favorite gift you ever got your dad for Father's Day?
The favorite gift?
Well, like one of the best and one of the most memorable with your sister.
I'm going to have to think about that one a little bit.
Counts 1-1 for Aiden Perry as we start the bottom of the fourth here. Force leading 1-0 in the series finale. Fresno Athletics snapping a 5-game losing streak yesterday, trying to sweep the Force. The pitch, a grounded foul behind the plate. We were talking about this last year, Justin. You said that you were a bottom of the order guy, but if you were swinging in the top of the order, how aggressive would you be swinging? Like, would you be swinging at that first pitch, or would you assess that first pitch from the pitcher?
I think it depends, like, kind of where you're at in the game, what the situation is, but
that's going to be a line drive right to the second baseman's Young's glove. Throws it over to first, and the throw will be in time for out number one.
But yeah, typically, I mean, I was always kind of like I said, like you said, I was always kind of at the bottom of the lineup. I was always a first pitch swinging kind of guy, especially if it was a fastball.
And you were talking about this last season. You talked about how you like being the bottom of the order, but you were aggressive. You probably like swinging at that first fastball, anything. You like crushing fastballs. Roman Rosales, who's a guy who already has 2 home runs on the season.
He can swing it, that fella.
What makes him a dynamic swinger, in your opinion, at the plate?
From what I saw last game and this game, and then he was here last season.
That's going to be a roller toward third, picked up by Drain. The throw over to first, and he got him in time for out number 2. 2 gone here in the fourth, 2 gone, and nobody on here in the bottom of the fourth as Cameron DeMaria in the cleanup spot, batting fourth, will step to the plate here. Yeah, Roman this is his second season with the Athletics, and the guy who'll be going to Lewis and Clark in the fall.
Yeah, that's a good school. He makes a lot of contact, that guy, I think, and he makes hard contact too, which makes him a really good hitter in general, because when he does hit the ball, he hits it hard.
Here's the pitch on the way from Bethencourt to Cameron DeMaria. That ball is going to be pop up and a shallow center field. Calling for it's going to be the center fielder Guzman, and he makes the grab for out number 3, and a quick 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Force defensively as we go to the top of the fifth right after this. Force out in front still 1-0 in the series finale here in downtown Fresno. We'll keep Justin Hinojosa here on the Athletic Streaming Network. You are watching Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletic Streaming Network. We go to the top of the fifth here in downtown Fresno. It would be Vinny Bononi up to the plate. The lead Fangs off here in the top of the fifth alongside of Justin Hinojosa. I'm Brian Welch for the Athletic Streaming Network. His wife waiting on the stairs. She says she's enjoying the shade, but I'll keep you for a couple more innings.
That's right.
I don't want you to. I don't want to make your wife angry. First pitch on the way from the new reliever Trey Williams. It's called for a strike 0-1. It will be the 9-1-2 batters of Bagoni, Rudin, and Guzman for the force. Here's the pitch on the way from Trey. He sets. He breathes. The 0-1 comes home. Oh, woohoo! A beautiful strike on the inside. Did you ever catch for a submariner like Trey in your career?
You know what? When I was in college, we had a fellow that used to pitch like that. He was really difficult to catch, that's for sure.
Going to be grounded, picked up by Rios at short, throws it over to first, and a beautiful throw for a 6-3 putout to start the fifth inning. One gone here in the top of the fifth. As we go back to the top of the order with Nick Rudin. Nick Rudin coming up to the plate, lead to top of the order for his third appearance. Walked in the first, fly out in the third. Is Trey Williams, one batter and one out already.
Yeah, it's good.
You know what? It's always good to see Trey. I mean, Trey last year had a dynamite year on the mound, telling the rubber the
really
pitch.
Good.
Called for actually a little bit outside for a ball, 1-0. And this season had a 6.46 ERA with 15 in the third innings. Pitched for the Tigers of Reedley College. Here's the pitch on the way. Ooh, a little bit inside.
And I think going from a lefty to now seeing Trey as a batter, you're probably like a little thrown off. That's a big difference there.
But here comes Trey. He sets. He waits. And he breathes, and he delivers. Swung on and missed. Beautiful pitch by Trey Williams, able to get the batter swinging for it. Rudin with his grandparents watching from Iowa, his dad watching from the Bay Area. Guy goes to Grinnell College. It's a college in Iowa. As rookie of the year at Grinnell. The pitch. That's going to be in the air, left field. And what a great grab by Roman Rosales, able to haul that one in. It's actually, my apology, that's Devin Bonine out in left field. My apology, Devin Bonine kind of threw me off with the big orange shades out in left field. Devin Bonine with the grab for out number 2. 2 gone here in the top of the fifth with nobody on. 2 gone and nobody on. Is going to be Dayton Guzman up to the plate for the force. Here's the pitch on the way from Trey. He sets. Trey delivers. Called for a strike. You know what? If you can get him on that outside the zone, that's perfect.
You're not doing anything with that. If you swing and hit that, you're not doing it. That's going straight to the second baseman's glove.
1 for 2 so far for Guzman. Base hit in the third, struck out in the first. The pitch, way a little bit inside for a ball. But yeah, talking about Trey Williams being a submariner, as it's Devin Bonine will be in left field. But Trey Williams, how do you? I mean, we talked about this earlier, but how do you, as a catcher, do you have to position your body a little bit like what Turk's doing right now?
Yeah, I think
for a
so.
strike?
I think that's typically the submarine or those guys that have that. It's kind of an arm slot. You usually have a lot of off-speed pitches, a lot of movement. I remember the fella I used to catch used to have a knuckleball. I think it was like feet positioning, just having like a wider base, kind of like how this. I forget the name of the catcher.
How Carlos Turk is doing.
I'm noticing that he has like a wider base on the bottom, so he has more movement in his hips. He can kind of move around a little bit more.
Here's a pitch on the way from Trey, ready to go here. He sets, and he delivers. Little bit outside. Talking of Justin Hinojosa, the former Buchanan High School Bear. I mean, I got to know Brian Marsubian. He's the analyst for Fresno State Baseball. What's your favorite Brian Marsubian story when you were over at Buchanan?
Oh, I don't know if I have one. He was one of my. He's a
little
coach
bit
that
inside.
I'll never forget.
For ball 4, and that's going to be a 2-out walk, drawn by Guzman, and Guzman will get on base over at first base. Go ahead, Justin. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say Brian Marsubian. He's a good guy. He's a hitting guru. So if you want to learn how to hit, then you got to talk to Brian Marsubian because that guy knows a lot about hitting.
And also, you know where he went to high school at, right?
Yeah.
You want to tell the audience?
What's that?
You want to tell the audience where he went to high school?
Myself or?
The throw over to second, and the throw will not be in time as Guzman's able to steal second. He went to Hoover.
Oh.
He went to Hoover High
He's a
School.
Patriot.
He is a Patriot. And
Oh.
I work for the Patriot Streamer Network. You can
Oh.
see some of the stuff on the
Yeah,
Patriot Streamer
I didn't
Network.
know that.
Actually, being the analyst for Fresno State baseball with Paul Leffler, my colleague and my mentor at Fresno State. Here's the pitch on the way from Trey. Called for a strike right down the pipe. That's a beautiful pitch right
That
there
was
by
a very
Trey.
good pitch. So you were working Hoover.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Season. So that's like Bullard.
Well, I
What's
mean,
the name of that conference?
the North Yosemite League.
There you go.
The North Yosemite
There's
League.
some good baseball there.
Well, you know what? We did a couple of baseball games in Madera South. A couple of new schools of Torres and Sanger West. The pitch called for a strike. Beautiful. That's the same placement that Trey did last time. That's a beautiful pitch. The count's 1-2 in favor of Trey. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 gone. A runner over at second base. Can the Athletics minimize the bleeding here? Here's the 1-2 punch on the way from Trey. He sets. He braves. And he delivers. Grounder up the middle, picked up by the shortstop Rios, throws it over to first, and he got him in time for
That's a
out
good
number
play.
3. The young man from Reedley College with another 6-3 putout, and that will retire the side here in downtown Fresno. It's 1-0, 4 still out in front. We'll keep Justin Hinojosa here on the Athletic Streaming Network. We go to the home half of the 5th right after this. You're watching Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletic Streaming Network. We go to the bottom half of the 5th here in downtown Fresno. The Fresno Athletics trailing the San Francisco Force 1-0 here in the series finale. As your Fresno Athletics will try to get their first sweep of the year. First pitch on the way to Tyler Smith, the DH man in the 5 spot. Called for a ball 1-0. Due up for the Athletics will be the 5, 6, and 7 batters of Smith, Byram, and Blake DeMaria. Here's the 1-0 offering on the way from Bethencourt. He delivers. Swung on and fouled to that left side. So this is actually the other catcher, Justin.
This is the other catcher.
Yeah, Tyler Smith out of St. Peter's University, the Peacocks. Remember the school that everyone's bracket got busted? Remember that a couple years ago? The Peacocks. And the team that broke all the brackets. And for men's basketball, that's the same school that Tyler goes to. Here's the pitch on the way from Bethencourt. He sets, he delivers. Called for a fastball on the outer corner.
Okay, so there's 2 catchers. That's good.
Saving
everybody's knees this summer.
To the leadoff man, Tyler Smith. Here's the pitch on the way. Tyler Smith with a walk. And the second made it all the way over to second base, but was stranded there. The pitch a little bit up and away for a ball. But your Athletics trailing by a run as they'll try to sweep the Force here. Yesterday they snapped a 5-game losing streak. Here's the pitch on the way. He sets, he delivers. By scoring 21 runs, that's going to be golfed into the gap in left center field. Tracking that one down is Guzman, and Guzman's able to make the grab for out number 1. That was a well-hit ball by Tyler, but the wind.
Looked like it was dropping.
Well, the thing is, the wind yesterday was blowing out really well at the park yesterday.
Was it?
Yeah, it was like with the nice little wind because through the concourse blew out. But today the wind, the flagpole
Not moving.
It's not moving one bit.
It's dry heat, dry Fresno heat today.
Dry Fresno heat. Well, it's going to be 97 degrees. I mean, this is probably the hottest we've seen from the ballpark that swung on and missed is Braden Byram out of Dakota State University. He's from Sioux Falls. His mom and dad and his siblings were here at the ballpark this week. So it was good. It was good to meet some of all the people that listen on the Athletic Streaming Network from the back east.
I was talking with I don't know his first name, but Perry.
Aiden Perry, the pitch a little bit low and outside.
I was talking with his dad. They're from the Dakotas.
That's right.
They were telling me.
Byram or? It
was the lefty.
Yes.
Yeah, he's good. That fella's got a good swing on him too. But yeah, I was talking with his dad.
Well,
they were telling me they went to a dog house for the first time. It's always interesting to see people not from here talk about dog house, but. I
believe you were talking with Byram's parents because I don't.
Oh, was it him?
Yeah, it was. Okay. It was actually Byram's parents. That's right. Because actually, Perry's grandmother has been to a couple of games here in California. But at Byram, the Byrams were talking about Doghouse. Swung on and missed for a strike. I asked Braden what he got at Doghouse, and he said, Brian, it's the obvious answer, the tri-tip sandwich. I'm like, yeah, you got to get the tri-tip sandwich at Doghouse.
Have to. My wife is boycotting the Doghouse sandwich tri-tip, but.
Swung on and missed for strike 3, and Byram goes down on strikes. 2 gone here in the 5th. Why is she boycotting the Doghouse?
I don't know, man. She does not. Maybe because we just started eating there too much, but I've every time we go, I get the same thing. She's getting something different every time now, though. She's not a fan of that tri-tip anymore.
Well, it's to die for. I
think so.
Look, I'm a guy. You and Mike. If Mike Edlin hears this, I'm a guy that puts a little bit of barbecue sauce on the tri-tip sandwich.
Oh, yeah. Have to.
For me, because we were in Reading, we were talking about seasoning and with Mike Edlin putting A1 sauce on a steak one time, and I almost turned white because it was like, you never put where I'm from. You never put A1 sauce on steak. Steak.
I want to say I've heard somebody tell me it's kind of an insult to the cook.
That is, know what?
Well,
here's the thing. My family's from Santa Maria. That's great tri-tip barbecue country. The pitch called for a strike as Blake DeMaria is at the plate with 2 gone and nobody on here in the home half of the 5th. 1-0, force out in front. Talking of Justin Hinojosa, talking about tri-tip. I'm getting myself hungry here, Justin. I might have to go get the number 13 at Jack in the Box.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the pitch, a little bit low and outside as the ball escapes out of the catcher. It's Bergoni. Bergoni caught yesterday as Weinhardt had to leave a little bit early. Just saw him in between the commercial breaks coming up the stairs. But it will be Bergoni catching for the Force. Here's the pitch on the way from Bethencourt to Blake DeMaria. 2 gone. Nobody on. Here's the pitch on the way. Can the Athletics get something going here offensively? Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. And our time is done, Justin.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's always – you need to come back and talk a little bit more. We need to talk about your Buchanan days. The innings have been going way too quickly here.
Fast. I'll come back. I'll be at different games, but for sure I'll be back next year, so you know that.
Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Justin Hinojosa, everybody, as we go to the 6th right after this. Force out in front, 1-0. You're watching Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletics Streaming Network. We go to the top of the 6 here in downtown Fresno. It's good to have Justin Hinojosa on the broadcast. His dad is Oscar Hinojosa, skipper of the Athletics. But your Athletics trailing by a run 1-0 here. As Trey Williams on the mound, towing the rubber steel. Playing well. Here's the pitch on the way from Trey. He sets, he delivers. Called for a little bit outside for a ball. 1-0. It will be, looking at my scorecard, it'll be the first baseman, Blake King, up to the plate for the Force. Here's the pitch on the way from Trey. He sets, he waits, he delivers. In the air, deep left field. Tracking that one down is Bonine at the track, and he makes the grab. Devin Bonine able to rob the young man, Blake King. What a play by Devin Bonine, the Bearcat out of St. Vincent's University, with his mom and dad watching on the Athletic Streaming Network. What a grab by the young man in left field. Beautiful hit ball and a beautiful catch by the Bearcat. One gone here in the 6. This will be Kai Young up to the plate here. Here's a pitch on the way from Trey. He sets, he delivers. Swung on and missed for a strike, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to the second baseman Young. Before that great hit ball by King, it would be the 4, 5, and 6 batters. The middle of the order for the Force. Here's a pitch on the way from Trey, ready to go here. He sets, he breathes, and he delivers. Swung on and missed for a strike. This is it's 9:23 at the moment. And we're ready here in the top of the 6. A very fast-moving game here on this Saturday morning, the day before Father's Day. Happy early Father's Day to all the dads watching here on the Athletic Streaming Network. Here's the pitch on the way from Trey. It's be a grounder. Picked up by Rios. Throws it over to first. And a beautiful throw by Mike Rios. Another 6-3 put out once more with 2 gone here in the top of the 6. It'll be Isaac Gala up to the plate wearing number 19. Yesterday he was wearing number 16. 2 gone and nobody on here in the top half of inning number 6. It's your Athletics trying to get this offense back going here. It's your Athletics ready to go here defensively. Here's a pitch on the way to Gala. First pitch from Trey. He sets, he waits, and he delivers. Caught a little bit outside for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes here in the top of the 6 here in downtown Fresno. Tomorrow's game will be at 8 a.m. against VSA, Valley Sports Academy. Here's the pitch. Pop up. That's going to actually be a nice little grounder. Come backer right to Mr. Trey Williams. He'll get him out for route number 3. A quick 1, 2, 3, 6 as we go to the home half of the 6 right after this here in downtown Fresno. Force still out in front by a run, 1-0. You are watching Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletic Streaming Network. We go to the bottom of the 6 here in downtown Fresno. The San Francisco Force out in front 1-0 against your Athletics as Mike Rios will step to the plate here for his second time by this morning here in the series finale between the Force and your Athletics. 0 for 1 so far for Rios, the shortstop. But he's been playing some great baseball over that shortstop. A trio of 6-3 putouts. First pitch on the way from Devin Befancourt. We called for A strike 0-1. So it will be the 8, 9, and 1 batters of Rios, Turk, and Ochoa for the Athletics. Due up the pitch, the 0-1. Swung on and missed for a strike 0-2. Rios out of Reedley College, averaging .259 at the plate this season for the Tigers. But here's the pitch on the way from Devin Befancourt. The Athletics only having one run so far, only one hit, I should say, and no runs. Here's the pitch on the way from Befancourt. Fouled back to the screen. But that's the answer the Athletics have had. Only one hit so far. No runs, one hit, no errors. But, man, it's been a very interesting one for the Athletics. Can the Athletics find something here offensively? Have not been able to get anything going offensively. Only a base hit off the bat of Braden Byram. Here's the pitch. Escapes out of the mitt of Bergoni. Bergoni wearing a gray Stanford College baseball shirt today for the Force. So the blue-orange. Here's a pitch on the way from Befancourt to Mike Rios. Befancourt ready to go. He sets. He delivers. Called low for a ball once more, and the at-bat continues. Mike Rios at the plate out of Reedley College. Will he be our player of the game? With some nice picking up the ball and with a nice little 6-3 put out. A trio of those. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Big time throws by the young man from Reedley College. That's going to be in the air, left field. Tracking that one down is Gala. Trying to track that one down, and he makes the grab for out number 3. Actually out number 1, I should say. My apologies. Out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. My apologies here on this Saturday morning. One gone here in the 6th as Carlos Turk steps to the plate here.
Number 22, Carlos Turk.
It'll be Carlos Turk up to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th. Had a little bit of a brain fart right there. First out off the bat of Mike Rios is Carlos Turk at the plate. First pitch called. Is Carlos Turk ready to go here? Carlos Turk today is catching for the Athletics. You heard from Justin Hinojosa about when you're catching for different pitchers, like, for example, a submariner the pitch. Called a little bit low for a ball. You have to widen out your stance a bit, trying to figure out how the ball is going to come in. Carlos Turk doing a good job so far this morning. Here's the pitch on the way. He sets. Befancourt ready to deal. And he delivers. Swung on and missed for a strike. Carlos Turk at the plate. The count's 2-1 in favor of Turk. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 gone. Bottom 6 in the Athletics half of the inning. Here's a pitch on the way from Befancourt. He delivers. In the air, right field. Colin Ford is Vogan, camping under it, and he'll make the grab for out number 2. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 6th as the bullpen for the Force warming up right now on that third base side. We go back to the top of the order with a young man from Reedley College as well. Isaiah Ochoa, the third baseman, stepping up to the plate here. He's 0 for 2 so far. Was actually struck out in the first. It's the young man out of Reedley College, the recent big brother. The pitch, foul to the net, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike for Isaiah Ochoa. Yesterday, he went for the lineup not once, not twice, but 3 times. He was the leadoff guy. Not once, not twice, but 3 times in the first, second, and the third inning. Here's the pitch on the way from Befancourt. He sets, he waits, and he delivers. Swung on and missed for a strike. But one of the things that was really impressive by Isaiah Ochoa and the whole Athletics lineup was going for the lineup well, going through it once, and that bottom of the 7th, putting 9 runs on the board. Here's the pitch on the way from Befancourt. He sets, he delivers. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and that will end the inning here in downtown Fresno. Devin Befancourt on rails for the Force as we go to the 7th right after this. The Force 1, Athletics 0. You are watching Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletics Streaming Network. We go to the top of the 7th here in downtown Fresno. It's a one-score ball game in favor of the San Francisco Force. That's San Francisco Force leading your Fresno Athletics 1-0 here in the series finale in this two-game series. Here comes Trey Williams on the mound, tilling the rubber. First pitch on the way. Called for a strike. 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Casey Vogan, the right fielder. It'll be the 7, 8, and 9 batters due up in the lower half of the lineup for the Force. Here's the pitch on the way. He delivers. Called for a strike. Beautiful pitch from Trey. Nice job to locate it. But here's the pitch on the way from Trey. Ready to go here. Top 7. Here's the pitch on the way to the leadoff man, Vogan. The pitch. Grounder up the middle. And a roller into center field. Base hit to lead things off for the right fielder. Casey Vogan steps up at the plate and gets a leadoff single for the Force. If a runner over at first and nobody gone, it'll be the catcher. Or actually, it is number 33. He'll be stepping up to the plate here. We don't have his number because there's no number 33 on the lineup that was given to me by Coach Ham, but it's number 33 at the plate for the Force. Here's the first pitch on the way from Trey. He sets, he delivers. It's going to be fouled to the screen, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike here to number 33, batting for the catcher, Henry Weinhardt, actually. Runner over at first, nobody gone. Top 7 here at the Chuck here in downtown Fresno. Your Athletics trying to get off the field defensively here as they trail by a run, 1-0 here. Here's pitch on the way from Trey. Swung on and fouled to that third base side, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes for number 33. With nobody gone and a runner over at first base. 1-0 in favor of San Francisco. The San Francisco Force, 1 run on 4 hits and no errors so far. Your Athletics with no runs on 1 hit. Here's pitch on the way from Trey. Called a little bit outside for a ball, 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Top 7, nobody gone. A runner over at first base. Here's pitch on the way from Trey. He sets, ready to go here. A little righty on lefty matchup. The pitch. Called for strike 3. Beautiful pitch by Trey Williams. 1 gone here in the top of the 7th. Right down the pipe for strike 3. 1 gone here in the 7th as Vinny Bagoni steps to the plate here. The DH man up to the plate with 1 gone and a runner over at first. Still here in the top of the 7th. Here's the pitch on the way from Trey. He breathes, and he delivers. Caught a little bit outside. Turk throws it over to first, but the throw had some good speed to it, but Vogan was able to stay put over at first base. Top 7, 1 gone. Runner over at first base. Glad to have you along here on the Athletic Streaming Network. If you're just now joining us, I'm Brian Welch for the Athletic Streaming Network. The only run scored here in the ball game was all the way back in the top of the 3rd. The pitch called for a strike. Beautiful pitch by Trey Williams. Trey Williams on rails as well, so we might have a little bit of a pitching showdown between Bethencourt and Williams. Here's a pitch on the way from Trey. Trey in relief. Drake Down, the young man out of Navarro College, was the starter for the Athletics. In the air, center field, tracking that one down will be Blake Demaria. Blake Demaria able to rob Vinny Bagoni. 2 gone here in the 7th. 2 gone here in the 7th as we go back to the top of the order with the shortstop, Nick Rudin, up to the plate for his 4th appearance. Walked in the 1st, had a fly out in the 3rd, fly out in the 5th. As the Athletics trying to get off the field defensively here. They've had the offensive runs. Only had 1 base hit from the right fielder, Braden Byram, for the Athletics. That was all the way back in the bottom of the 2nd. A lot of ground outs, a lot of fly outs, a lot of strikeouts. Here's the pitch. Grounded softly, foul to that 3rd base side, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike for Nick Rudin. Pair of flyouts in the 3rd and the 5th, walked in the 1st. But Bethencourt on rails as well for the Force. As the Force trying to even up the series. Your Athletics trying to sweep the Force back to the Bay Area. Here's a pitch on the way from Trey. He sets, and he delivers. Call a little bit outside for a ball. Here's a pitch on the way from Trey. Ready to go here. He sets. He waits. He delivers. In the air. Left field. Tracking that one down is Bonine. Bonine He makes the grab for out number 3, and that will retire the side here in downtown Fresno. It's time to stretch here at Chansey Park. The Force out in front by a run 1-0 against your Fresno Athletics. We go to the bottom of the 7th right after this. You are watching Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletic Streaming Network. We go to the bottom of the 7th here in downtown Fresno. Force out in front against your Athletics 1-0 as Aiden Perry will lead things off here in the home half of the 7th and the Athletics half of the inning. As your Athletics trail by a run, can the Athletics get this offense jump-started? Kind of a complete 180 from yesterday. As the Athletics put 21 runs on the board. Now today is a low-scoring affair here in downtown Fresno. First pitch on the way from Bethencourt as Perry looked to bunt, but caught a little bit outside for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes to the leadoff man, Aiden Perry, will be the 2, 3, and 4 batters of Perry, Rosales, and Nemaria due up for the Athletics as the Athletics bullpen warming up at the moment. The pitch called a little bit outside. 2 balls and no strikes for Aiden Perry. 0 for 2 so far. Had a fly out in the first, ground out in the 4th. This is the young man from Dakota State, from Austin, Texas. The guy who loves his turkey. Here's the pitch on the way. Swung on and missed for a strike, 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike for Aiden Perry. Here in the bottom of the 7th, Force out in front by a run, 1-0. That run came all the way back in the 3rd. That kid was a base hit off the catcher of Henley Weinhardt. He's not even here. He'll leave during the game. Here's the pitch on the way from Bethencourt. Bunt by Perry. Trying to get on base any way he can. It's the Athletics trail by a run. So we go into the late innings here at Chansey Park. It's your Athletics trail by a run at the moment. Only 1 run scored all the way back in the top of the 3rd. Here at the Chuck, here's a pitch on the way from Bethencourt. He sets the pitch to Perry. The outside for a ball. And Perry ready to go here as the count goes full. 3-2, 3 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Aiden Perry, here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch on the way from Bethencourt. He sets, he waits, he delivers. Grounded, foul to that right side. The count goes full, 3-2 once more. 3 balls, 2 strikes to leadoff man, Aiden Perry. One of his favorite places to go to is the Salt Lick in Austin. Probably one of his favorite places to get. One of the things he gets at the Salt Lick is the turkey. Well, if the turkey's not available, he'll get the nice brisket. Here's the pitch, the 3-2. Low and away for ball 4, and Aiden Perry's able to draw a walk to lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th. A runner aboard over at first, a tie and run. It's the go-ahead run at the plate as Roman Rosales steps to the plate here with nobody gone and a runner over at first base. Aiden Perry signifies as the tie and run over at first base. It's Roman Rosales out of Reedley College. 0 for 2 so far. A pair of groundouts in the 1st and the 4th. Here's the pitch on the way from Bethencourt. Bethencourt sets, he waits, and he delivers. Grounded foul to that right side, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike for Roman Rosales out of Reedley College. Pair of groundouts in the 1st and the 4th so far. This has been a very quick ball game. Both sides, good pitching by Bethencourt. Here's the pitch. Pop up, and it will sky foul as it will tail to the cat. Actually hits off a taco truck. Counts 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes for Roman Rosales, with his family watching on here on the Athletic Streaming Network. Roman Rosales ready to go here once again. 2-man umpiring crew here this morning. Here's the pitch on the way from Devin Beffancourt. He sets. Righty on lefty matchup. He sets. He delivers. Grounder. Picked up by Young, throws it over to first, and he got him out for out number 1. 1 gone here in the 7th as Perry's able to advance to second. Runner over at second base. And 1 gone. It's the young man from Fresno, California, the former Blue Raider of Carruthers High School. Cameron Namaria up to the plate here as the Athletics trying to get a run going here. Trying to get something going here offensively. As Perry advanced to second. He signifies the tying run over at second base. Cameron Demaria is the go-ahead run at the plate. Here's the pitch on the way from Beffancourt. He sets, ready to go, peeks over at second, and he delivers. First pitch called low for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes for Cameron Demaria. Had a fly out in the second. He was out in the 4th. It's the young man trying to get something going here offensively. Here's the pitch on the way. Here's the pitch from Beffancourt, peeks at second, and he delivers. Fouled back to the screen once more. The Athletics trying to get this offense jump-started here with a leadoff walk led by Aiden Perry and a ground out by Roman Rosales. Perry still over at second base. He signifies the tying run here in the bottom of the 7th. This season, when you're watching the Athletics on the Athletic Streaming Network, you can support the Athletics on their GoFundMe page. The pitch. Call a little bit outside for a ball. Search Fresno Athletics on GoFundMe to support your favorite team this season. Cameron Demaria currently at the plate here on this Saturday morning. The bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Beffancourt ready to deal. Outside. Your Athletics playing smart. Have had a couple miscues at the plate so far. Some strikeouts, flyouts, groundouts, but the Athletics, the most productive inning so far. Here's a pitch on the way from Beffancourt. He peeks over at second, and he delivers. Foul to the screen to that right side as Cameron Bryant waits in the on-deck circle. He'll be batting for Tyler Smith in the DH role. The Athletics playing smart, the most productive they've had all morning here. But here's the pitch on the way. Beffancourt sets. He delivers. In the air. And a foul territory. Calling for it's the first baseman. He makes the grab for out number 2 as Perry has to stay over at second base. 2 gone here in the 7th. It's the Athletics a complete 180 from yesterday. It's probably the power of baseball. Yesterday the Athletics put 21 runs on the board against the San Francisco Force. Now they can barely even get a run on the board as Cameron Bryant steps to the plate here trying to mediate that. It's the Athletics trying to get something going here offensively. For runner over at second base and 2 gone. Here's the pitch on the way from Beffancourt. He sets. He waits. Peeks over at second base. And he delivers. Swung on and missed for a strike, 0-1. Cameron Bryant out of Fresno, California. The former Grizzly of Central High School at the plate. Batting for Tyler Smith in the 5 spot, the DH role. Here's a pitch on the way from Beffancourt, runner over at second base. 2 gone, bottom 7 here at the Chuck. Here's a pitch on the way from Beffancourt. He sets, he waits, peeks over at second, and he delivers. And that's going to be a grounder picked up by the shortstop. Rudin throws it over to first, and the throw will be in time for out number 3. A productive inning for the Athletics, but 1 left on as we go to the 8th right after this. The Force out in front, 1-0. Right after that, we'll be right back after this. You are watching Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletic Streaming Network. We go to the top half of inning number 8 here in downtown Fresno as Dayton Guzman will lead things off for the Force. New pitcher for your Fresno Athletics as we start the 8th. It'll be Griffin Joseph. First pitch on the way, a little bit up and away for a ball, 1-0. So it'll be the 2, 3, and 4 batters of Guzman, Drain, and King up to the plate for the Force. Your Athletics trail by a run, 1-0, trying to mitigate the bleeding. Here's the pitch. The 1-0 called for a ball, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes for Dayton Guzman. Struck out in the first, base hit in the third, able to get on base in the 5th, but was stranded over at second base, I should say. But here's the pitch, the 2-0. Called for a strike right down Main Street. Good pitch by Griffin Joseph, the young man from UC Berkeley. This ball escapes out of the bullpen for the Athletics on that first base side, but here they go. Here's a 2-1 offering on the way from Joseph. He sets, he breathes, and the 2-1 delivery. Skips across the plate. The count goes 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike in favor of the center fielder Guzman. Guzman, a base hit in the third, able to get on base, but has in this 2 times he's been on base, he's been stranded so far in the ball game. Here's the pitch on the way, and ball 4. And Guzman will draw a walk to lead things off here in the 8th. Runner over at first base and nobody gone. It'll be the third baseman Carlos Drain up to the plate here with a fly out in the first, walked in the third, and was out in the 5th. Stay tuned for our post-game show. We'll get a chance to talk with Oscar Hinojosa here this morning. A very complete 180 turn for the Athletics. The Athletics, if you just now joined us today, yesterday they put 21 runs on the board against the Force, but today they can barely put a hit together. A very interesting morning for the Athletics, and also it's the evolution of baseball. It's you can play good on some days and then bad on other days. The pitch called for a strike on the outer corner, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to the third baseman Carlos Drain for his 4th appearance so far. Here's the 0-1 offering on the way from Joseph. He sets, he waits, he delivers. Skips across the plate. Turk had to track that one down. So the Athletics trail by a run, 1-0 here. As it will be the 6, 7, and 8 batters due up for the Athletics. Here's a pitch on the way from Joseph. He sets, he waits, he delivers. Call a little bit upstairs for a ball above the knees against a third baseman Drain. Here's a pitch on the way from Joseph, the young man from UC Berkeley. Gets the signal. He sets. He delivers. Called for a strike. Beautiful pitch right down Main Street for the young man from UC Berkeley. Here's the pitch on the way from Griffin Joseph. He sets. He waits. Throws it over to first instead, and he will be called safe. The runner over at first base, that's Dayton Guzman, the center fielder. He's there because of a walk. Nobody gone here in the 8th, here in the series finale. 1-game series tomorrow against VCA, and then a day off on Monday. The pitch upstairs. Turk was ready to rifle it over to first, but decided not to as the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And nobody gone here in the 8th. Here's the pitch on the way from Joseph. He sets. He waits. He's ready to go. He delivers. That's going to be a grounder picked up by Ochoa at third. Throws it over to second. Back to first. 2 for the double play. Beautiful play. A nice little 5-4-3 double play here in the top of the 8th. Beautiful throw by the third baseman, Isaiah Ochoa, as he got it over to Aiden Perry over at second and then back over to first. A double play here in the 8th. 2 gone. Wow, what a play by this Athletics infield as they thought they were asleep. The Force thought they were asleep, but the Athletics, as the Force have waken up the Athletics giants in the infield. Here's the pitch on the way from Joseph. Swung on and missed for a strike. 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to the first baseman, Blake King. As he's going for his 4th appearance. 0 for 3 so far. Struck out a pair of times in the first and the third. Fly out in the 6th. The pitch. Whoa, almost, just way inside. Almost takes the head off of King. The count's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 gone. Top 8 here in Fresno. Fresno trails by a run 1-0 against the Force of San Francisco. The pitch. Got a piece of it. Oh, got, ooh. A little bit. King having a facial expression of like, I got hit a little bit. But here they go. Here's the pitch on the way from Joseph. As King settles back in the plate, the count's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Here's the pitch, the 1-2 punch from Joseph. He sets, he waits. The 1-2. Way inside as the count goes even 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here. And the top of the 8th. Here's a pitch on the way from Joseph. He sets. He waits. He delivers. Called upstairs, and the count goes full 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Here's the money pitch on the way from Joseph. He sets. Gets ready to go here. Now he sets. Gets ready to go. He delivers. And that's going to be for ball 4. For a runner over at first base and 2 gone, it'll be Kai Young up to the plate, the second baseman, for his 4th appearance. 0 for 3 so far. Had a fly out in the second, was out in the third, and had a ground out in the 6th. Can the Athletics get off the field defensively here as they only trail by a run? 1-0. Here's a pitch on the way from Joseph. He delivers. Called for a strike. Fastball right down Main Street, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike here in the top of the 8th. As I see Stephen Rice off into the distance on that first base side. Good friend of mine, the play-by-play voice of the Fresno Grizzlies. Here's a pitch on the way from Joseph, the 0-1. Skips across the plate. Turk ricocheted off his protective gear. The ball, that is. But the runner, King, stays over at first. 2 walks already issued for the Athletics in this inning. The Athletics trying to get out of this inning alive. Here's the pitch on the way from Joseph. He sets. He waits. He delivers. Skips across the plate. Wild pitch. Turk going to try to track that one down, but he's not going to throw it as King's able to go to second base. With a runner over at second base and 2 gone here in the top of the 8th. It's still Young at the plate. It's Kai Young currently at the plate here. Runner at second. Top 8, 2 gone. Here's a pitch on the way from Griffin Joseph. 3rd pitcher used so far for the Athletics. Here's a pitch on the way from Griffin. He sets, he delivers. Swung on, got a piece of it for, actually did not get a piece of it, got on the half a swing for it. Counts even 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Top 8, the deuces are wild here in downtown Fresno. Here's a pitch on the way from Joseph. He peeks over at second, peeks again. He delivers. Called a little bit low and outside, and the count goes full once again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Here's the money pitch on the way from Griffin Joseph. He's ready to go here. Here's the payoff pitch. He's set, gets ready to go here. He sets, peeks at second. The payoff. Upstairs for ball 4, and that's back-to-back walks issued by the Athletics. That's the 3rd walk issued in the inning. With runners over at first and second, the Athletics trying to keep this a 1-run ball game. They are down by a run. Is it going to be Isaac Galla, the left fielder, up to the plate here? As Oscar Hinojosa will step out of the dugout and have a conversation with his reliever, and also Carlos Turk. It's good to have a good conversation with Justin Hinojosa, Oscar's son, talking about his days being a catcher and stuff. I wish we had him on a little bit longer, but you know what? It's always good to see Justin. We have a new pitcher. I'll tell you who he is when we come right back. Runners over at first and second, 2 gone, 1-0. Force out in front against your Athletics. You are watching Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletics Streaming Network. New pitcher for your Fresno Athletics with runners over at first and second for the Force. It'll be Austin Stover on the mound, towing the rubber for your Fresno Athletics. The young man ready to go here in relief of Griffin Joseph, Trey Williams, and Drake Dowd. This is the fourth pitcher used so far by the Athletics here in the series finale against the San Francisco Force, as it will be Isaac Galla stepping up to the plate here with 2 gone and runners over at first and second. Can the Athletics get out of this inning alive here with runners at first and second? 2 gone and 2 gone. 2 on, 2 gone. Here's the pitch on the way from Stover. First pitch. Called a little bit up and in for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes to the left fielder, Isaac Galla. Today he's wearing number 19. Yesterday he was wearing number 16. Last time up, Isaac Galla would ground it out in the 6th, fly out in the 4th, had a base hit in the 2nd, but was thrown out at second base because of that very awkward double play. The pitch in the air, left field, trying to track that one down, and that will go down for a hit. Here they go. Here comes King going around third. The throw will not be in time in the relay, as the runners will go all the way over to third, as King will score, and Young will go to third base, putting runners on the corners. An RBI single off the bat of Galla. With 2 gone, a 2 out, RBI single for Galla. Still 2 gone, 2-0 out in front in favor of your Athletics is the Force of San Francisco, as it'll be Casey Vogan up to the plate, the right fielder, for his 4th appearance. Base hit last time in the 7th, but was stranded over at first base. Struck out in the 4th, and a fly out in the 2nd as the Athletics trying to get off the field defensively here. Here's the pitch on the way from the Stove. From Stover himself, called for a strike, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to the right fielder, Casey Vogan, at the plate for his 4th time of the ball game. Here's the pitch on the way from Stover. Peeks over at first. Runners on the corners, 2 gone, 2-0. Force out in front. The pitch, runner goes. That's going to be a grounder picked up by Ochoa at third. The throw over to first, and he got him in time for out number 3. And that'll retire the side here in downtown Fresno. But a run scored by the Force makes it a 2-0 ball game in favor of the San Francisco Force. Go to the home half of the 8th right after this. Force 2, Fresno Athletics with 0. You're watching Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletics Streaming Network. New pitcher for the San Francisco Force will be Noah Munoz on the mound, towing the rubber in relief of Devin Bethencourt, going 7 innings strong with 3 strikeouts to his name, with no runs and 1 hit for his name. So far, here's the pitch on the way from Munoz. Up and in for a ball to the leadoff man, Braden Byram out of Dakota State University. The right fielder will be the 6, 7, and 8 batters due up for the Athletics. Byram, Blake DeMaria, and Mike Rios. Here's the pitch on the way, the 1-0 on the way from Munoz. He sets, he delivers. Called a little bit inside for a ball, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes for Braden Byram. Last time up, Byram was struck out in the 5th, and a base hit in the 2nd, but was stranded over at first base. Here's the pitch on the way. Munoz delivers. Swung on and miss for strike 3, and Byram did not go down on strikes. Not yet. Byram, he looked like he was going to go down on strikes, but it counts 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. My apologies. 2 balls, no strikes to the leadoff man, Byram, here in the bottom half of inning number 8. Here's the pitch on the way from Munoz. Grounder, foul to that left side. 2-2 to make the count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the right fielder, Braden Byram, out of Dakota State University. His mom and dad and his siblings were here at the ballpark this week from Sioux Falls. Here's a pitch on the way from Munoz. He sets. He waits. The delivery, the 2-2. Pop up in the infield. Colin Ford is young, tracking that one down, and he's going to make the grab for out number 1. 1 gone here in the 8th with nobody on, as Blake DeMaria steps to the plate here for the Athletics. 0 for 2 so far in the ball game. And a line drive out in the 2nd was out in the 5th as your Athletics trying to get this offense going here as they trail by 2-0 in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch on the way from Munoz. Pop up, and it's going to go behind the backstop and almost land right in front of some fans. Actually in section 115 here at the ballpark at the Chuck. Here's the pitch, the 0-1 on the way from Munoz. As DeMaria got a piece of it, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes for Blake DeMaria out of the University of Mary, the recent college graduate, the Marauder, at the plate. Here's the 0-2 offering on the way from Munoz. He sets, he waits, and he delivers. Skips across the plate. 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes, nobody on and 1 gone here in the home half of the 8th. Your Athletics in the Athletics half. Trying to get something going here offensively. It's Mike Rios. Waits in the on-deck circle. Here's a pitch on the way for Munoz. Nobody on, 1 gone. The pitch. He sets. Munoz delivers. Skips across the Marauder of the University of Mary, his grandparent, in favor of the Force. Skips across the plate low and outside, and the count goes full 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, and 1 gone here in the bottom of the 8th in the Athletics half of the inning. Can the Athletics get something going here offensively? Here's the pitch on the way from Munoz. He delivers. In the air, left field, tracking that one down as Gala runs towards it, and he makes the grab for out number 2. 2 gone here in the 8th. As Mike Rio steps on and nobody on here in the home half of the 8th. Can the Athletics get something going here offensively? As our frames keep dropping here on the Athletic Streaming Network, my apologies once again. The Wi-Fi has been acting up. Every other day the Wi-Fi has been acting up, but we'll keep broadcasting here for you. Here's a pitch on the way. Munoz delivers. Golfed into the gap in left center field. Drifting back is Guzman. Camping under it, and he makes the grab for out number 3. And that's a quick 1-2-3 inning in the 8th for the Force defense. We go to the 9th right after this. Force leading 2-0 against your Fresno Athletics. We'll be right back after this. You are watching Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletic Streaming Network. Go to the top of the ninth here in Fresno. Force out in front, 2-0 against your Athletics. As it will be number 33 to lead things off. Batting the 8th spot for Henry Weinhardt. We do not know who number 33 is. But he's here in the lineup for the Force here as your Athletics. We'll try to get him out here. Here's the first pitch on the way from the 4 pitchers. Austin Stover called for a strike, 0-1, no balls and 1 strike to number 33. It'll be the 8-9-1 batters due up for the Force of number 33, Bergoni and Rudin. Here's the pitch on the way from Stover. He sets. That's going to be fouled to that left side. And it lands on the taco truck once again. That's the second time I heard it landed on the taco truck once again. Second time so far here this morning. Here's the pitch on the way from Stover. He sets, he waits, he delivers. In a game that's gone over 2 hours and 8 minutes so far. Probably one of the fastest games so far this season. But here's the pitch on the way from Stover. Stover sets, he waits, he delivers. Grounded toward third, picked up by Ochoa, gloves it, throws it over to first, and he got him in time for out number 1. 1 gone here in the 9th as Vinny Bergoni steps to the plate here with 1 gone and nobody on. A nice little 5-3 put out from Isaiah Ochoa. Isaiah Ochoa has been great for the last 2 days over at third base, making great grabs for the Athletics. 1 gone here in the 9th as Bergoni steps to the plate here for his 4th appearance. Walked in the 3rd, fly out in the 5th and 7th. Here's the pitch. It's actually a ball behind home plate. But here's the pitch on the way from Stover. He sets. He waits, 2-0, force out in front. He delivers. Ooh, and Bergoni's almost hit by the pitch. The Athletics will have the bottom of the 9th to try to get a rally going as they only trail by 2 at the moment. But here's the pitch on the way. Stover sets, he waits, and he delivers. Pop up, and it's going to scream over our heads, and it will go on the second level. Wonder where the ball went. I know it went on the second level, but we shall see where it went. Stay tuned for our post-game shows. Get a chance to talk with Oscar Hinojosa here today. A very interesting ball game for the Athletics. The pitch from Stover. Pop up. Tracking that one down is Turk and Demaria. Turk going to try to track, and he almost went to the dugout. That's determination right there by Carlos Turk. Wow. He was almost able to make that grab right there. But here they go. Here's the pitch on the way from Stover. Tomorrow we'll have the game here on the Athletic Streaming Network at 8 a.m. It will be against VSA, the Valley Sports Academy from Merced. We'll have Coach Oscar Hinojosa talk about that during the postgame show. Here's a pitch from Stover. Called for strike 3. Beautiful pitch right down the pipe by Austin Stover. First punch out for the young man here in the ball game. 2 gone here in the 9th. Here in Fresno as Nick Rudin steps to the plate here, the shortstop up to the plate for his 5th appearance. A pair of flyouts in the 3rd and the 5th. Was out in the 7th, walked in the 1st, but made all the way to second base, but was stranded there. First pitch called for a strike, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike with 2 gone and nobody on here in the 9th. Can the Athletics get a 2-run rally going here in the bottom of the 9th? But you have to get off the field at first to get the offense back on. The pitch called for a strike. Beautiful pitch. Nice little slider by the young man from up north in the Pacific Northwest. A guy who likes watching the Seattle Kraken. The pitch called a little bit low for a ball, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Top 9 here in Fresno. The Athletics will have the home half of the 9th. Here's the pitch. Rounder toward third, picked up by Ochoa, throws it over to first, and the throw will be awry. And here comes Bergoni. Actually, my apologies. That was actually Devin Bethencourt with a standing double, a 2-out double here in the 9th. My apologies. As Bethencourt gets on base here in the 9th. Your Athletics Thought they would get off the field, but it will be Bethencourt up to the plate. It will be Nick Rudin up to the plate now. Base hit from Bethencourt, double I should say, from Bethencourt. Your Athletics trying to get off the field defensively here. As the Force trying to extend their lead here. Here's the pitch on the way from Stover. He sets, he waits, peeks over at second. And the delivery. Called a little bit low below the knees for a ball. 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes. And Nick Rudin, the shortstop. We talked about him earlier, but that was Bethencourt. My apologies. A lot of with the different color uniforms, the orange and the blue, kind of threw me off. My apologies, everybody. Here's the pitch. Called for a strike right down Main Street from Austin Stover. But Austin Stover on the mound, toeing the rubber. It's your Athletics. Trying to get off the field defensively here. 2-0, Force out in front, top 9, 2 gone, and a runner over at second base. Here's the pitch on the way from Stover. It's Bethencourt dancing around the pitch. Way up and in. 2-1's the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. Top 9 here in downtown Fresno. It's been a very interesting one so far for the Athletics. Can the Athletics get off the field defensively here? Here's a pitch on the way from Stover. Peeks again. He delivers. Grounded toward third. Picked up by Ochoa. The throw over to first, and he got him in time for route number 3. And that will retire the side here in downtown Fresno. We're through 8.5 here in Fresno. It's the Force with 2, and your Fresno Athletics with 0. It's the Athletics' turn to come up to the plate right after this. You are watching Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletics Streaming Network. It is decision time for the Athletics here in the bottom of the 9th as they trail by 2-0 against the San Francisco Force. As Carlos Turk will step to the plate, the lead things off for the Athletics in the home half of the 9th. Can the Athletics get something going here offensively? They've not been able to score a run yet. Can they do it now in the bottom of the 9th? Here's the pitch on the way from Munoz. First pitch called for a strike. 0-1 will be the 9-1-2 batters due up for the Athletics of Turk, Ochoa, and Perry. Here in downtown Fresno, here's a pitch on the way. Munoz delivers. Called for a strike, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes for Carlos Turk. Struck out in the 3rd. Had a fly out in the 6th. It's the Athletics trying to keep this offense moving here. Here comes Munoz. He sets. He waits. He delivers. Skips across the plate. Carlos Turk ready to go here as your Fresno Athletics have not been able to score a run, a complete 180 from yesterday. If you were not able to watch the broadcast yesterday, the Athletics put 21 runs on the board. The pitch low and outside against the Force. A total 180. The Force leading 2-0 here in the bottom of the ninth. Can the Athletics get something going on? Something going on here. Here's the pitch on the way. Munoz sets, he delivers. Skips away, and it escapes out of the mid of Bergoni. But your Athletics Plains trying to get this offense going here, trying to jumpstart it. Here's the pitch on the way. Munoz sets, and he delivers. Low and away for ball 4, and Turk's able to draw a walk to start off the inning. The leadoff walk drawn by Turk. We go back to the top of the order with Isaiah Ochoa, the third baseman, the top of the order guy. He was the top of the order guy yesterday, as he's 0 for 3 so far. Struck out a pair of times in the first, and the sixth was out in the third. Runner over at first base, that signifies the tie and run. That's Carlos Turk, but it will be Joshua Garcia pinch running for his friend Carlos Turk. Here's a pitch on the way from Munoz. Isaiah Ochoa wants to bunt here. Nobody gone. Bottom 9, the pitch. That's going to be foul to that left side in that third base dugout. But it's been a very interesting one so far for the Athletics. No runs scored. Not yet. 2-0, force out in front here. Stay tuned for our postgame show. We'll get a chance to talk with Oscar Hinojosa. Can the Athletics pull a rabbit out of the hat here? Here's a pitch on the way from Munoz. He sets, he delivers. Skips away. Here comes a runner. That's going to be Mason Martino. My apologies. Mason Martino pinch running for Carlos Turk. And that puts a runner over at second base now as the runner advances to second. And still nobody gone. The tie and run still at second. And Ochoa, the go-ahead run. Can the Athletics keep this offensive train moving here? Here's the pitch on the way. Munoz ready to go. He sets. He waits. Peeks at second. He delivers. Way inside. Martino dancing around a bit. Over at second base, the count's 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike to Isaiah Ochoa out of Reedley College. Isaiah Ochoa this season for the Tigers averaged .257 at the plate with 7 runs on 9 hits. So the young man, the recent big brother. Here's the pitch on the way from Munoz. Golfed into left field, tracking it one down. Gala. He's going to make it. He's not going to be able to track that one down. It's going to go in the corner. Here comes Martino, rounding third, speeding to the plate. Here comes Martino, speeding, and he's able to score, and that's the first run for the Athletics in the bottom of the 9th. An RBI double off the bat of Isaiah Ochoa drives in a run. We are tied up here in Fresno. Wow. An RBI double off the bat of Isaiah Ochoa drives in a run. It's tied up at 1 apiece in the bottom of the 9th. Wow. As the catcher, Gucci, has a conversation with Munoz, but wow, what a play. What a hit by Isaiah Ochoa, able to put it in that left field corner in that 324. As Aiden Perry steps to the plate here with nobody gone here in the bottom of the 9th. Here's the pitch on the way from Munoz. Runner at second base. Can the Athletics get something going here offensively? Can they keep the offense moving here? Here's the pitch from Munoz. Peeks at second, and he delivers. The bunt called a little bit low for a ball. 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes for Aiden Perry. Had a fly out in the first, ground out in the 4th. Walked in the 7th. Made it all the way to second base, but was stranded right there. But your Athletics trying to get this, keep the offense moving here. Here's the pitch on the way from Munoz. Bunt once called once again, but Perry wanted to try to go, but he slaps the bat. And we keep going here. What a hit by Isaiah Ochoa. Is Isaiah Ochoa our player of the game? We shall see. Bottom 9, nobody gone. 2-1 in favor of the Force. Here's the pitch on the way. Oh, my apologies. Side up. It's 2-1, I should say. Munoz sets. Bunt again. Tracking it down as Bogucci throws it over to first, and the throw will not be in time. Aiden Perry able to get the first base. Runners at first and second now, 2-1 in favor of the Force. My apologies. It's actually the first baseman of the Force, very slow to get up now. As he gets back up, and it will be a bunt single off the bat of Perry. Runners at first and second. But it'll be Roman Rosales stepping up to the plate here. 2-1 in favor of the Force. My apologies. 2-1 in favor of the San Francisco Force. Roman Rosales ready to go here. Runners over at second and third. Tie and run at second. Go-ahead run at the plate. The insurance go-ahead run at first. Tie and run at second. Go-ahead run at the plate. The pitch. Swung on and missed for a strike. 0-1. Nobody gone. He's still in the bottom of the ninth. Sure, Athletics trying to drive runners in here. 2-1. Fresno out in front. Bottom 9. Nobody gone. The pitch. Munoz delivers. Way inside for a ball. But your Athletics playing smart. The best they've played so far in this whole entire ball game. 2-1 in favor of the Force. Here comes the Force. Here comes Munoz. Delivers. Called upstairs for a ball. And Roman Rosales trying to draw a walk. Actually, 2-2 is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Trying to do the same thing. Trying to draw a walk. Trying to load the bases. As Cameron DeMario waits in the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch on the way for Munoz. He sets. He delivers. In the air, then the gap in right center field. That's going to go down for a hit. Rounding third. Here comes Ochoa speeding home. Here comes Perry. And the Athletics have walked it off, and they will sweep the San Francisco Force. Oh, my word. 3-2 in the bottom of the ninth. You got to be kidding me. Off the bat of the Holy Roman Empire, Roman Rosales walks it off for the Athletics. Wow, 3-2 in walk-off fashion. Post-game show coming up. So many people on this post-game show right after this. 3-2, Fresno defeats the San Francisco Force in a walk-off fashion. Fresno Athletics baseball on the Athletics Streaming Network. Post-game show here in Fresno. What a game as your Athletics walk it off against the San Francisco Force 3-2. And the man, the myth, the legend himself, the Holy Roman Empire, Roman Rosales walked it off with a nice hit ball in the right center field. Roman, I know you don't like doing interviews, but what a shot, my friend. Congratulations on the victory.
Thank you.
Hold that microphone a little bit up there.
Thank you, Brian.
Hey, you know what? I'm honored to have you on the post-game show. That was probably one of the best hit balls. You like hitting the right center field all the time. What was that? What did you see on that pitch right there?
I mean, it's late in the game, you know. I'm just trying.
Hold the microphone a little bit there. There you go.
It's late in the game, you know, so I'm just trying to get a good pitch that I can drive and at least get a guy over or get somebody in. And, you know, just found a gap. Outfield was playing in, so, you know, scored everybody.
And you drove in 2 runs, Ochoa and Perry.
Yes, sir.
Driving them in right there. How important was that hit? Because I felt like you guys were dormant in hibernation the whole ball game, and you guys woke up and starving like grizzly bears in the springtime. How was that like?
I think the first pitcher that they had, he did a good job today. He threw a lot of strikes. He was pounding the zone. He was tough on us for us to hit. We only had 1 hit going into that last inning. Ochoa let it off with that double that got us going. Perry did his job. He got on base, and then I just came up, looked for a pitch I could drive, and got the pitch I wanted.
And it felt like you had the ball hit well. You felt like you were always eyeing the ball. You've been one of our most consistent hitters from last season to this season. Every time you're up the plate, it's either you get hit by a pitch, you draw a walk, a base hit, a double, a triple, or even a home run. You have 2 home runs already. What do you like about when you hit at the plate?
What do I like?
Hold the
about
microphone a
when
little
I
bit up there. There you go.
I would say it's just an approach, Brian. I think it's there's a lot of work that goes into it. I put in a lot of work these past couple years to get where I'm at, and now I'm just taking advantage of the pitches that I can drive. So pitch selection would probably be a huge part of that, swinging at good pitches and putting a good swing on good pitches.
And it felt like it felt like you had the eye for the ball the whole entire season. Have you ever hit a walk-off before in your career?
When I was younger, but lately, no, not since I've been on the big field. When I was in like Little League, yeah, a couple times, but yeah, it's different on the big field.
And how cold was that water when your teammates dumped it all on you?
It felt good. It was a warm day today, so it felt good.
And you know what? You're going to Lewis and Clark in the fall. It's a top NAIA school in Idaho. What is one thing you're excited about going to Lewis and Clark, but also what's one of your favorite memories of being a part of the Reedley College Tigers baseball team?
I'd say the favorite part of being a Reedley Tiger was probably playing for Coach Purse. He gave us a lot of really good life lessons, and he challenges you every day to become a better baseball player and a better man. That's all he wants for his players, is just for everybody to develop every day, get 1% better every day. So I think the culture that we had at Reedley was just something different. I don't think a lot of schools have the same culture that we had, and it was great to be a part of that. And then as for Lewis and Clark, I think the thing I'm most excited about is I'd say it's a program similar to Reedley on a higher level, and they have guys there. So it'll be good for me to go in there and compete and find out what I'm really made of.
You know what? The man who hits a walk-off shot into right center field as your Athletics defeat the San Francisco Force in walk-off fashion 3-2. And I know your family watches the broadcast every game. What's it like being on the post-game show? I know we've had this conversation for the last year and a half, the time I've known you, that you don't want to hop on. I understand, but it's really cool to have you on the post-game show. Do you want to give a shout-out to anybody, like your family and everything?
Just
and your girlfriend, of course?
My family, my friends, just everybody that's been there for me, my girlfriend. It took everybody to get me to where I'm at today, not just myself.
Well, that's good to hear. That's the guy who walked it off for the Athletics, the player of the game. His first interview in an Athletics uniform. It took us a year and a quarter to get him on the broadcast on the postgame show. That's Roman Rosales, the guy who will be going to Lewis and Clark in the fall, and the guy who is going to be on the soundtrack to Fresno Athletics for the century. That is right. That is Roman Rosales, our player of the game. Roman, thank you so much for hopping on the postgame show.
You, Brian.
And I will see you tomorrow. And also tell everybody Happy Father's Day.
For sure.
In your life. That's
Thank
right.
you,
I will see you tomorrow morning. That's Roman Rosales, our player of the game. We'll be right back after this with the conversation of Oscar Hinojosa. Fresno defeats San Francisco in walk-off fashion, 3-2 here in downtown Fresno. Plus, the Athletics will sweep. They swept the force. We'll be right back after this with that conversation with Oscar Hinojosa. You're watching Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletics Streaming Network. Welcome back to the postgame show here in downtown Fresno. I'm Brian Welch with your Athletics Streaming Network as your Athletics walk it off and sweep the force of San Francisco 3-2 in the bottom of the ninth. A storybook ending for your Athletics as they sweep the force, their first sweep of the season. Now joined by the head coach of your Fresno Athletics, Oscar Hinojosa. Coach, I really thought that it was going to be, we were going to have a different conversation in the top of the ninth, but in the bottom of the ninth, some great hits, a great clutch performance by Isaiah Ochoa, putting that ball in that left field corner in that 324. That ball is probably one of the best hit balls I've seen out of Isaiah Ochoa. A bunt single by Aiden Perry and a walk by Carlos Turk. And then the Holy Roman Empire himself. I mean, what do you not expect out of Roman Rosal? Hey, you know what? Crank that ball into right center field, and ball game over in favor of the Athletics.
I guess. Thank you, Brian, for
You're
having
welcome.
me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You hit it right on the head as usual. You've got good analysis, and so you're right. I mean, Ochoa, man, he not only did he, have those hits, but he turned a double play the inning before.
That's right.
On a hard hit ball. It was a backhand, and he made that play. It was a tough play. And got us out of a little bit of a jam. I believe that was the 7th inning, bottom of 7. Could have been bottom of 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he had a great game. He had the slicer. I could see it from where I was standing. I could see that it was starting to slice away or tail away from the left fielder. So I knew it was going to be a problem. It continued to tail. And, that really helped out quite a bit. And then Perry laying down the bunt. Unselfish. Hey,
That's
this
right.
is what the team needs.
That's
this
right.
is what I'm going to do. And then, of course, once he gets on, Roman Rosales, one of the better hitters in the Valley, comes up to bat. And I'm not sure that any coach would want anybody else other than him up to bat in that particular situation. Of course, he delivered. And credit to the San Diego Force. I thought they played
San
great.
Francisco Force.
Yeah, San Francisco.
Yeah, you're good. You're
Did
good.
I say San Diego?
Yeah, you said San. You're good. You're
San
good.
Francisco Force. I thought they played great.
They
thought
played a
great.
lot better than they did yesterday.
Yes.
I mean, plus with the pitching, I mean, when you have Devin Bethencourt putting a great performance, going
Great
7 innings,
performance.
7 innings strong.
Yeah.
That was really impressive to watch.
Yeah, I think he was out of Vanguard University.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's out of Vanguard, and I thought he threw the ball well. He had a good breaking ball, and he would throw it early in counts. He would throw it in even hitter leverage counts, 3-1, 2-1. He was still throwing it, so he had a lot of faith in it, and it was working for him. And he did a good job keeping us off balance for 7 innings.
That's right.
And luckily, we stuck with the plan. The plan was to put the ball in play hard. Sometimes we have conversations about analytics and spin rates and all these different things. And sometimes the best advice is just see it and hit it, right? See it, hit it, and run. And so we kept to that strategy. Luckily, the ball bounced our way a little bit there at the end, and we picked up the victory.
You know what? You guys have a 2-game winning streak. It feels good, your first sweep of the season. But it felt like the beginning of the game, it felt like you guys were sluggish at the plate a little bit. Like there was, I think the guys were able to get on base, but not able to bring people home, and a couple ground outs, a couple fly outs, kind of. Like I mean, I was saying on the broadcast, it's like a complete 180, but it's baseball. I mean, you could play the best you can one day, and basically have the play what you guys did in the 8 innings, but not in the 9th inning.
Correct.
I mean, what is it? Is this your team, like the comeback team? I mean, at the bottom of the 9th, they had a great rally against Team Victory. A little bit came up a little bit short. California Halos had that great duel in the final game of the series, all the way back in May. But you guys were able to shut the door on the Force really well.
I think it says something about the team. Anytime that you have, that you're able to put some things together late, it says that you're engaged, that players are involved, they are have purpose at the plate, that they understand kind of what needs to happen for us to get on the other side of the score. And so that's great to see as a coach. That's great for players that they are engaged. And, summer ball, we treat it as a competitive thing. And we did everything we could today. And, early on it didn't work out. We were hitting the ball where they were, and a couple ground outs, like you said, a couple punch outs. Nothing. We couldn't string anything together. I think we only had 1 hit through 7, but we got the hits when we needed them, and that was the deciding factor today.
And you know what? This is a team. I mean, this team. I was talking with White about this yesterday in the postgame show. This team feels like they are battle tested and battle worn. This is a team that you usually see these type of players, like how they play, like in August.
Correct. And I was talking to one of the players from the other team, and he was praising our team and said, I like the way you guys are playing. I like the way you guys are competitive. I like your dugout. So yes to all of those things, because we have some guys that they understand where they're at in their college careers. They understand that they're trying to improve, trying to get better. Some of them are going to their next 4-year. Some of them are competing for spots at their schools. And if you are going to play college summer baseball, why not play it in an environment that mimics
a baseball environment.
baseball environment that you would get in the spring? Why not?
And you know what? As your Athletics defeat the Force 3-2 in walk-off fashion, we had Justin on the broadcast here this morning. It was good. Always a good conversation with Justin. But it feels like tomorrow it's going to be a good one, VSA. Can you please tell our audience what VSA is? Because I explained a little bit, but you know the program very well.
Yeah, so the VSA is Valley Sports Academy. It's a friend of mine that started that organization or took it over. It was an established kind of facility. I think it was an indoor hitting facility.
Okay.
Coach Ben Beznaska is his name. He played at Cal State Stanislaus. And, you know, he gets a lot of the Merced players. He'll have some Merced JC, some Modesto JC. I think he has 1 or 2 West Hills College players on his team. So he always has a competitive team. You never know who's going to, who will be on the field tomorrow. But I consider him one of my friends in baseball, and he'll be here tomorrow, and they'll be ready. Is
his wife going to show up? I know you were saying that his wife usually coaches as well. Is that you think his wife's going to show up?
It's very possible. Yeah, his wife. Again, we go back years, and Coach Ben is a busy person, and I think one time she had to actually be the coach. Typically, she's, if I recall correctly, keeping scorebook and staying engaged and keeping the team running. So there always has to be a good a good person behind any baseball team, a good woman. So that's her.
And you know what? Your Fresno Athletics will face the Valley Sports Academy tomorrow, and then a day off on Monday. Tomorrow's Father's Day, so happy early Father's Day, Coach. I'll tell you happy Father's Day tomorrow, but I want to be the first one to say happy early Father's Day to you.
Brian.
Yeah, yes, sir. And it feels like this team's on a momentum swing. I mean, with being dealt some tough cards in Reading against Team Victory and Sonoma, Petaluma, and it feels like this team is peaking. I think it's good to peak. Good to have some winning streaks before we go to the break next week.
Well, there's an old saying, an old adage, winning solves a lot of things, right? And so we won't get too caught up. We won't go too high. We won't go too low.
But you just want to stay in the middle.
We want to stay in the middle. We want to face our next opponent, and we'll put our best foot forward tomorrow. And it's tough. Our schedule's tough. For anybody that has access or can see our schedule, you see, there's really no days off. I mean, I think we're done. We're done with this group, and then we'll have a local team. We're playing a local team, and then
the Yankees coming in on Wednesday, so we can see Joseph Portwood again.
You'll see the Yankees. They're a tough team. They've got a lot of good players, and then looming on the outskirts of everything is the trip over to the Medford Rogues.
And then sandwiched into it's the Ventura County Pirates.
County Pirates, who are going to be very good.
They're actually playing the grind today.
There you go.
They're playing the grind, the San Diego Grind, the team that was here during that first homestand. They're playing them, and plus their coach. They're old. I always forget the coach's name, but he's one of the cool. I'm gonna try to get him on for the pregame show.
Who's at the
for Ventura?
Gotcha.
With the glasses. I always keep forgetting his name, but he's very engaged with the team. He's been coaching the Ventura County Pirates for ages.
Okay.
So it's always going to be fun to see the Ventura County Pirates first meeting.
Okay.
Here in Fresno, I believe so. So it's going to be very interesting to see what's going on. And then sandwich is the VSA,
right?
And then the Fresno squad, and then the Sacramento Yankees. So a lot of baseball here in the heart of the San Joaquin Valley. Plus tomorrow, you might be seeing some big leaguers in the dugout tomorrow. When we finish up tomorrow at 8 a.m., when we play at 8 a.m., we finish up probably around 11. They're going to be dragging out the batting cages for the Empire, the Inland Empire, and the Fresno Grizzlies are going to be going at it at 1:05.
They're going to be going at it tomorrow for Father's Day. So yeah, that's exciting. You mentioned the Grizzlies, but for those that are watching or can see, if you haven't been out to Chachansey Park of late, the field looks fantastic.
That's right.
By the way. And so our players are very fortunate to play here. The visiting team comments about what a great venue and how much they enjoy being a part of Fresno Athletics baseball and playing our home games here. So we're a little bit spoiled. We have a really good field, and we're excited and we'll welcome our opponents.
Well, that's good to hear, Coach. That's head coach Oscar Hinojosa. Coach, are you going to get the number 13 or are you going to have? Oh, I forgot to ask you. How was that chicken salad sandwich? I never got to ask you about that. How was that?
It was fantastic. My wife made it, and so it was really good. And so I had that for a couple days, and I don't think so. I think today's a weekend. I think I'm going to go for sub. And here's the other thing: the players make fun because I'm a little older. And so I'm still a Subway guy. These guys are Deli Delicious, Jimmy John's.
I went to Deli Delicious yesterday, actually.
Jersey Mike's, things
okay.
of that nature. And I'm still a Subway guy. So I think I'll just go grab a sandwich. I'm good.
Hey, Tuna, what are you gonna put? What do you?
No, I like the cold cut combo.
The cold cut
Yeah.
combo. The cold cut combo. The more we talk about it on these post game interviews, it's feel like I learn a little bit more and more about what the Subway and the donuts, the non-sugar donuts, and all the stuff that you like to eat, Coach. But tomorrow, Coach, it's Father's Day. What is I was asking Justin this. I kind of stumped Justin this when he was on the air. I said, what was one of the best gifts you ever got your dad? And he said, I have to think about that. Do you ever remember? Do you ever get a tie or a grill?
No, it's not really that.
It's just the experience.
It's moments.
Yeah,
and
the
we
moments.
played a lot of baseball games over summer, and of course, as a father on Father's Day, pre-Father's Day or Father's Day Eve, I'm going to brag about my kids, but what a great baseball player he was, and so the best gift he could give me was to put his maximum effort into everything he was doing on the baseball field. As much as I love baseball, and a lot of the folks that are watching love baseball, to watch your son play as a father, to watch him play on Father's Day, best gift ever. So
that's right. Coach, it's always a pleasure talking with you. Happy early Father's Day.
You.
And I know your son was out here today. Is your daughter going to be coming up?
I'm not sure, and actually shout out to her. Her name is Justice. She also ran track and field at the Academy of Art University, and so watching her and my son, I'm mentioning baseball because we're in a baseball environment here, but I enjoyed very much so the track meets and all the different things that she did. She ran in the for Academy of Art University in the, I believe that's not the CalPAC, but the Pac West conference.
That's right.
Yeah, so she ran in that conference, and so just again, the best gift they can give me was just doing their best, and so yeah.
Well, that's good to hear, Coach. And Coach, it's always a pleasure talking with you. Have that Subway, the cold cut combo, and congratulations, you guys have a 2-game winning streak. That's really cool to see, and I think that's really cool for everybody in the Athletics Streaming Network and everyone that's been watching that has seen the trials and tribulations of this season so far. We've gone through 17 games, Coach.
17 games.
We're ready here. So your Athletics will be 4-13 on the season.
We're starting to figure it out too.
You know what? You say you don't want to peak too much, but you want to, a little bit right before.
We're on an upward trend.
I like that. I like that upward trend. Coach, thank you so much for
Thank you,
the
Brian.
post-game show. I will see you tomorrow morning, and it's also going to be a very good one tomorrow morning. I'm Brian Welch of the Athletic Streaming Network as your Fresno Athletics walk it off against the San Francisco Force 3-2 in the bottom of the ninth off the bat of our player of the game, Roman Rosales, who will be going to Lewis and Clark in the fall. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow actually at 8 a.m. as the Valley Sports Academy from Merced will be rolling into town for a 1-game series. It's be Father's Day, so bring your dad out to the ballpark. Get some for $4 into the ballpark. You get to see some of the best baseball in Southern Collegiate in the Valley for Summer Collegiate baseball wise, and also bring your dad out for the Grizzlies game. They're playing at 105 against the Inland Empire at 105 as well tomorrow. So 2 games of baseball here at the Chuck. It is really cool. So Father's Day tomorrow. So happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Happy early Father's Day, I should say. But for everyone here who's put this broadcast together, I'm Brian Welch saying goodbye. Have a good day as your Fresno Athletics walk it off here in downtown Fresno, defeating the San Francisco Force 3-2. Thank you so much for watching Fresno Athletics.